I probably, if I'd known you were there already, actually, Nico, I would have actually quickly shown you some of the options. This has a whole selection of options video, so it's actually quite interesting. Vicarious Vision, who are now just about to become Blizzard. So yeah, you get quite a lot of options. I'll tell you what, Nico, at the end of the stream, if you want to quickly show it, I can quickly show you. I don't have to save for this, so I'll have to show you at the end. Or if you want to, I can quickly restart the stream if you want. Just quickly reboot it. Just got to check that the Star Wars music is not playing right about now. Yep, it's not. Apologies if you're wondering where the music's going to be. You ain't going to have much during the stream. So yeah, I mean, this makes it... Sound options. Music. Utterly dead. There will be sound effects, but the music is going to be totally dead. And that actually kills off the music. I've had a couple of games where you turn the music all the way down and it's still actually playing the music. Let me just double check that is off. Just in case. Where's the TV control? Yeah, this actually has a load of... It does have... Swish has a lot of nice options. Okay, that is well and truly dead, the music. However, I'm going to need to keep it muted during the opening cutscene because the cutscene's a pre-recorded video and this option does not work with it. So the cutscenes are slightly weird in this one. They have actually decided, for whatever reason, to not use in-game cutscenes. They've videoed the original... No, I've actually got my Japanese memory card. And the new Swish option now does allow them to... So you've got Jedi Arena, actually. Let's do a quick Jedi Arena before I jump into story. Breaking. Yeah, general settings off. Music baked in. Yeah. But this does have a lot of options. I keep meaning to do a video on Swish, actually, Nico, which I think you would appreciate. So I'll definitely try. I'm just going to check the stream managers all set up. Edit stream info. Yes, it's showing Jedi Knight II at this time. Yeah, it's weird. The cutscenes have the scenes often have them baked in. Yeah, basically, like you say. Basically, I think because they're Which weird. The GameCube version has the PC intros like they're pre-recorded, so they've obviously, rather than do it live like they do in the GameCube, it just shows it. Rather than do it live like in-game as it does on the PC version, they've recorded the videos in this one and then just play it back. So it's a little bit weird. Let's do a match first. So Jedi Master. Let's do Buse. A free for all. Yeah, it's a bit of fun here, seeing as once I get into the story mode. Let's do Bespin Streets. So kill limit 30, lightsabers only, no. That's disable force, no. Bot mastery, Padawan, Jedi Knight. Okay, let's do it. Jedi. Number of bots, as many as we can have. Game, give me as many as we can have. So we can have 10 bots. Bot options, Jedi. Okay, so you've got individual skill levels. So basically, this is what was cool about games from the sort of early 2000s, mid 2000s. They actually gave you bots in game. Points remaining. Push. So I'm just gonna. I'll probably turn the game sound effects on in a sec. Just check they're not. The music shouldn't be as reliably as PC. Probably because the scene's Yeah, what my suspicion is, Nico, is they would have been broken up with load scenes, i.e. the GameCube didn't have enough memory to load all the cutscene in, so you had to... okay, we were good. So what they would have done... Oh, that reminds me, for some reason, they invert the controls in this. No, we don't want invert. I'll turn off. I'll leave everything here. Oh, that's right. I turned up. For some reason, it's actually quite sluggish when you first play it, so... So that's better. It's no longer inverted. I hate it when look is inverted. There's no reason for it. I'm not in a sci-fi spaceship game. There's no reason to invert look. Oh, he's got a lightsaber already. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably an issue with the RAM. So how long does it... Oh, it takes a little while for you to restart. Oh, you do start with a lightsaber. Duh. Duh, 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 duh. I do not wish to destroy you, but I will. Oh, I got someone. Oh, she got me tied for 6. Been a while since I've done this, so... It's actually a very good game. And it has actually recently been re-released on PlayStation 4. Mon Mothma, the New Republic needs me. So this is a first-person shooter. Yes! First-person shooter, but it's also a third-person. So in... This is Jedi Knight 2, or Dark Forces 3. I've actually got to wait. So yeah, it's a first-person shooter until you get out the lightsaber, in which case it becomes a third-person view. So this is actually, or despite the very long-winded title, this is actually Dark Forces 3, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. This is the third Dark Forces game. But it mixes in third-person action sequences if you have the lightsaber. I think you could change view. I suspect the console versions were slightly censored as well, because you could sever limbs in the original game. Well, you could in the PC version, although I can't remember if you had to... I think there was an additional cheat to enable full dismemberment, which was quite funny. There wasn't any blood or anything, but you just saw the characters fall apart when you chopped them up with the lightsaber. So yeah, it is first person with guns, and third person if I get the lightsaber out. Oh. Obi-Wan has taught you well, and you get you get lots of this forced jump. Now is that a better? I want a better gun actually. Oh, the Wookiee caster. Okay. So it's a mix of first and third person, because the lightsabers do work best in third person mode. I think that was just so Jedi Knight, the original Jedi Knight, which is an absolutely brilliant game. I seem to recall you had lightsabers in first person. You rebel scum. Really not doing too well, so. But yeah, basically it's a mixture of first and third person, and we had this on PC. This was actually I actually got this game on PC. I think it was 2000 or 2001 on PC. This was like one of those games you were getting as our Windows 98 PC was sort of struggling a bit, but I still remember having a lot of fun playing this. And I cannot remember for the life of me what the force. Ah, there we go. So you have lights. Oh. Getting chopped up again. Yeah, So Jedi Academies is the last game in the Dark Forces series, and it's a good game, but it's by far the weakest. Jedi Knight, which I did actually cover a little bit on the channel, is by far the best game in the series. It really is phenomenal, particularly because it has some great acted sequences that actually encapsulate the spirit of Star Wars. Oh, lightsaber skills are rubbish. But it's still a good game, and Jedi Academies has recently also been retrospectively re-released. They did Jedi Knight Outcast. They haven't done... I'd really like Jedi Knight to get re-released, though, and Dark Forces 1. The only downside with the newer version is this Gamecube port has slightly enhanced graphics over the PC version, because this is based on the Xbox version, which had some additional lighting effects. They also... So, this is something... Obviously, the developers who did the Jedi Knights Outcast... I keep meaning to tweet them again. Basically, LucasArts, I think, didn't finish one of the levels when they released Jedi Knight II Outcast, or they did... It's either they didn't finish a level, or they actually decided to do a special level. So the demo of Jedi Knight Outcast is a completely unique level, not in the full game. Oh, I've got the rocket launcher. So it's a completely unique stage, not in the full game. And this GameCube version, if you beat the game, allows you to play as the demo level, which is missing... Oh, I think Lando's trying to kill me. For the New Republic! Oh, the rocket launcher. I don't know where the rocket... I picked up the rocket launcher, but it's strong, that's for sure. But basically, this demo level and... This version includes the demo level as an extra, so you actually get an additional stage. The new PS4 version doesn't include the demo level, disappointingly. Although it's still the PS4 version is still a great port of the PC version. Trying to throw... Oh! I should stick with my blaster. Yeah, the early start when LucasArts were doing them, because George Lucas was directly ahead of LucasArts, and they all those early Star Wars games were brilliant. When the Phantom Menace came out, that's when things started to go a bit astray, and then they started doing good games again. But there were a lot of games based on the earlier film, the newer films, that weren't quite as good. But the pedigree for Star Wars games was still actually very good. And then came Disney, and things went a bit awry with the Star Wars franchise, to put it mildly. In case you're wondering, the newer Star Wars, the 3 new Star Wars, I regard that there is only 6 Star Wars films, and if I'm being honest, Attack of the Clones is an absolutely diabolical mess. But Attack of the Clones is still better. And I actually quite enjoyed Phantom Menace. I actually quite like Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace is actually a pretty decent film, but Attack of the Clones is horrendously bad. It's probably George Lucas's weakest film. But Revenge of the Sith's pretty solid, and Phantom Menace gets a bad rap. It's actually still a decent film. It has a good plot. It's like some slightly annoying things like Jar Jar, but I tended to forget about Jar Jar, and he was a character for the kids anyway, so... But the newer films, I absolutely loathe. They are dreadful. I watched a bit of Force Awakenings and couldn't believe how bad it was. Where there's one scene where they just run on board a ship and they're like, "You were good, you were good, you were good, we survived, you were good." I was like, what is this scene? This was just... That was abysmal writing. That were me, I'd have taken out the writers and said, rewrite this or you're fired. But it was awful. So yes... The New Republic needs me. I failed miserably as a Jedi there. The Clone Wars is actually pretty good, the animated series. That's actually pretty good, because that was like the last thing Lucas did. And I think one of his daughters wrote for her as well. What other game modes we got? Hologram F. I can't remember what some of these modes were. Let's try a different stage. Star Destroyer. Yeah, let's do the Star Destroyer. Let's cut down kills to 10 this time. Maximum holograms. Lightsabers only. No. 20. And change the colour of my lightsaber. I'm just a bit hesitant. I'm going to have to be a bit hesitant whenever the cutscene. Yeah, George Lucas is has very deep pockets. Thanks to Star Wars. In fact, he's got $2 billion worth. Did I get a kill or did I get taken out there? No, I got tamed Dark Rage. Yeah, the game. This is actually really. I think this is based off the Xbox version, so I'm not sure how well. I do actually have the Xbox version. I keep meaning to do a comparison at some point because this actually has additional lighting features over the original PC version. So yeah, I got him. Now, I don't think it's quite as smooth as the original PC version. So here's an interesting thing, Nico. If you're playing this game over 480p, there is an there is an awful lot. Ah, there's Saber Throw. Oh, it's a dark side power. Why do? Duh. Okay, that... You notice a lot of frame drops. Yeah, there's a lot of There's a lot of screen tearing in 480i, but not in 480p. I mean, I know the frame rate's probably not as strong as it could be for this version, so... I'm going to clean up here, aren't I? This, the Jedi lightsaber throw. As long as I stay alive, it's going to... But there's an awful lot of frame tearing in. Oh, someone's doing really well. So the 480p mode, which forces in turn tanks frame rate. Not really. The frame rate, even in 480i mode, is a bit hit and miss, to put it mildly. I quite enjoyed that one, actually. Let's just select a new map. Let's do one other mode before I jump into the single player mode. What is Jedi Master? So Jedi Master. The game is summed up as a person. Gets a duel. Oh, Jedi. Okay, lightsaber is placed on a single. Medium builder 3 rank. They've actually got some quite interesting. Okay, let's do Jedi. Let's do Jedi Master. Let's do a couple of unlocks Messiah Temple there. We've got quite a few stages in this as well. No, the frame rate is pretty bad even in 480p, so I'll set kill limit to 5 and Jedi Master. And I'll jump into the main single player. I'll be Jan Ors from... Jan Ors is, of course, Kyle Katarn's long-suffering pilot, and I think future love interest. I think they declare that she's his love interest. You can actually bump her up in the dark ending in Jedi Knight, and you... Jedi Knight actually had 2 endings, whether you went good or bad. Although this Jedi Outcast is actually based on the events after Mysteries of the Sith, the Jedi Knight expansion. So, and this at the start, this one references the Valley of the Jedi. I think in this one, it's the first player to find the lightsaber. We then have to go chop one another up, basically. Having the Star Wars music. Yeah, no, the frame rate in this goes up and down a bit like a yo-yo, even in 480p mode, so... So basically, whoever gets a lightsaber, we have to stop them. That's what's called Jedi Master Mode, so everyone just goes to the Jedi. Oh, and the person who gets the final kill. I know there's some games that run at 60 frames within the 480, but are locked at 30 frames in 480i. Ah, interesting on GameCube. That I didn't know. It's because I've only fairly recently had, being a PAL GameCube owner, until we got had the ability to use Swish. You didn't. You didn't. We didn't have access to 480p, so it's only because of the sort of things like Swish that can force it, and that there are in fact a few GameCube games that actually, in fact, I'll just bring out a quick list here, so I'm just going to mute the sound there a second. I will go into the single player campaign now. I think there's enough of the multiplayer. Done about 30 minutes of it. Or maybe I'll do one last game of Capture the Flag, but let me just grab a list. So I have been researching this. You might be interested to know, Nike. Kill Switch and PS2. I'm sure there's... I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few on GameCube as well. So, just before I jump into Star Wars... Yeah, sure, I'll do... Yeah, so resume. Oh, Mon Mothma just killed me. Was brutally shunned. I see. So basically, whoever gets... Oh, I thought I'd actually been killed. My bad. Oh, did I get the... Yeah, I did get the rocket launcher. Where's the Jedi? I have come for you, Jedi. There is no escape. I think the player who's the Jedi literally just needs to get the winning kill, but it's randomized gaming. But I've actually made a list of every PAL GameCube game that actually has actually has 60 hertz. Okay, right, there's the Jedi. Give me your lightsaber, Jedi. I wish to become the Jedi. Lightsaber, yes. Oh, who's got the lightsaber? Where'd the lightsaber go? Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I deserve to be the Jedi. I and only I. Da, 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 da. Give me the power. It is useless to resist. But yeah, so X-Men Next Dimensions actually has it. So this is the power ones. Time Splitters Future Perfect has it in. Mario Smash Football, the power version, has it in. Mario Power Tennis has 60 Hz. Godzilla Destroy All Monster Melee. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. And I should actually add F-Zero GX. I think some people said one of the Bond games had it in, but those are the ones I've tried. Oh, the lightsaber is... But yeah, so there are a couple of games that have it in. However, there is a caveat for all those PAL games that actually have 480p mode. So that's X-Men Next Dimensions, Time Splitters Future Perfect, Mario Smash Football, Mario Power Tennis, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melees, F-Zero GX, and Fire Emblem Path of Resistance. All those games, in order for it to work, you have to boot the game via an NTSC console or via an NTSC boot source, which I do via an older version of the Action Replay. So it's the older sort of 1.0 or 1.1 version. It's not the newer version, which you need. So I actually have two versions of the Action Replay. The older one, which came with a separate memory card you had to plug in, that is the version you need if you want to force games. Because that allowed you to have a region select, and you can boot PAL games into it and then force the region. And that's how you do it. Let me just quick Ctrl C. Now, this is a really nice thing, I will admit. It is. Yeah, it's you might be so Rayman 3 in Sands of Time. Okay, I know on PS2 Rayman 3 has weirdly, I think Rayman 3 is a weird one. In the GameCube manual, it mentions a 60 Hz mode, and then it doesn't have it or something. There are a couple of games that mention 60 Hz mode, and then don't have it. Okay. been updated. Do you wish to update? No, I don't. I'm just going to mute. Oh, I should have had the music on in that last. I had the music off, didn't I? Okay. End up. So I'm going to exit out. So that was the main game. There are some extras. I'm just muting the game sound for a second. You got character viewer. View cheats. So you can unlock cheats. I said you can unlock the level select. So there's not many stages in this. It's actually quite a short game, but they did add in the bonus the bonus. So the demo. Right, so I'm going to try getting not tongue twisted there. Presenting a specific button when boot up. Yeah, a couple of games have that we have to hold specific boot ups. PS2 is really bad for those weird button presses, and sometimes it's like circle and X, and sometimes it's like circle and triangle and something else. Sometimes it's square and X, and it's just a bit horrible. But Jedi Knight Outcast Star Wars Jedi Knight II is quite a short game, but they did, in the PC version, when they released a demo of it, the demo was an exclusive level not available in the main game. And this GameCube and the Xbox version, which I believe the GameCube one's based on, both include that demo level as an extra once you beat the game. So you get an additional stage, effectively, which is cool what the demo was. However, as I said, the PlayStation 4 version, Xbox One version, Nintendo Switch version, does not include that bonus level, and they should do. They need to add it in, so I might give them another tweet and say you need to get this sorted. So I did add in subtitles. I'm just going to let the intro play out. Unfortunately, the intro is rather weird in that it's sound option subtitle. It actually plays audio, so you're going to get the music, or you won't get the music because I've switched it off for you guys. So I'll just let the Jedi Knight scroll go. But you'll only be able to hear my voice, sadly. There shouldn't be any Star Wars music. And if there is any Star Wars music, please shout, because I need to turn it off ASAP. But yeah, there won't be any Star Wars music. Yep, we're all good. No Star Wars music, at least. So yeah, I'll let you read the scroll. It's always quite nice to have the opening scroll. But yeah, this track on YouTube will get you hit by various claims from John Williams and Universal Music. It's a great soundtrack. John Williams' work's brilliant, but he should not be fully claiming other people's work, especially when it comes to the video games, because some of the times he's getting claims, or Universal's getting claims on his music that's not the versions he's done. It's like some of the game versions. Actually, you need to be a bit careful here. You're actually breaking copyright law there. It's actually a weird civil thing. So great soundtrack, and I appreciate he needs to get his dues, but they do need to get the whole music DMCA system, because it's going to turn into a thing where literally people can literally go sue the music companies and say, hey, you stole this money from me, and actually which is quite interesting. Here we go with the cutscenes. This is what I mean about them being pre-rendered. So just like this, hence why I put the subtitles on. But yes, this is originally not. This is a weirdly pre-rendered for this. They're all pre-rendered in-game on the PC version, but on this GameCube version, they've literally they've literally taken a footage of the PC version and turned it into a cutscene. Probably because the cutscenes would require loading, I suspect, but I wouldn't have thought. And the Valley of the Jedi reference is actually a reference to the previous Star Wars game, I should note. It's actually a reference to Jedi Knight II, because that's where you go. The Valley of the Jedi is where the villain Jericho wants to go to obtain uber power. Okay, we're in game, and here we go. I love some of the audio here. I do love that. Should be a quiet last day. No, it's his last day. Off he goes. Off you go, friend. It's a long way down there. Yep, that was his. It was a quiet last day. I do love that's a very amusing little joke there. Kudos to the writers who did that on the game. I mean, he's not probably. Yeah, there would have been some writer on this or member of staff doing the dialogue, but yeah. Yeah, got secret areas here, and here we go. So, until we get our lightsaber. So, Kyle Katarn is a Jedi by the end of Jedi Knight II, fighting away during Mysteries of the Sith, which was the expansion pack. And this is one of the few things I didn't like about Mysteries of the Sith. He goes a bit bad, supposedly, while investigating a Sith temple. And you have to play as Mara Shove. I can't... And basically, basically she's actually Mara, whatever the book character's called. She's actually a book character. And basically, oh, by the way, the Death Star plans were stolen by this guy here, Kyle Katarn, not the rubbish plot line of Rogue One, the film, which completely messes up a number of things with the Star Wars canon and should be disregarded as a movie. I do love the scanning radar. But yeah, Rogue One is a terrible film. And Rogue One is the name of the flight squadron as well from Jedi Empire Strikes Back. That was Luke's... Is it Luke's call signs Rogue One? Or is he Rogue 2? Yeah, it's an odd one, those pre-rendered cutscenes. So that's a shield generator, in case you're wondering. There's two numbers. The 85 is my health, the 90 is my shield. Nice little Imperial. Oh, is there a bit of screen tearing there? I can actually go up and down in this elevator. Oh, that's not a good idea. Let's go down this time. Do let me know if it's a bit dark for you, Nika, or anything. Or anyone else watching. I think it's probably another quiet stream, but we've just started streaming on Twitch. So I must admit, the streams on Twitch, the playback is much nicer than on YouTube, so... So there we go. There's a box there. You have to wait till you get that little look, that hand symbol. Oh, there we go. Go the back to tank. I can't remember how I use items. Oh, there we go. Oh, really? That's quite interesting, in fact, about Wind Waker, Nika. I didn't realise that. So you see there's a locked door that I cannot open here. Now I actually prefer the third person view, but I think I'm not. It feels pretty smooth. I think this might be 60 frames, but I might be wrong. It doesn't look like it's 30, but I could be wrong. You generally get that smoothness. Yeah, there's some frame tearing still, so I'm guessing it's the frame rate of this game is very much an up and down 60 and 30. I was standing under the lift, that's why. The ending scene for Wind Waker takes up most of the disc. As a result of that, that's bonkers. Yeah, if they were hiding the compression, then that would be... you need quite a high bit rate, and the minute you start having high bit rates, that's when your videos are... Is there a bonus? No, there's nothing this side. I mean, I did know doing videos myself. If you want videos that don't have the bit rate, I mean, I've noticed that even the bit rates of YouTube is too slow for like 4x3 games. It's just not high enough. If the game's got fast-paced action sequences, often the bit rate's just not good enough on YouTube, even at sort of 1080p. So, and the Elgato capture rate's too low for a few games on Dreamcast, I've noticed. It's irritating. So. So there we go. I think there's a slight annoyance in this one in that... Oh, sorry, I've realised I've had the sound mute for a while.
Out of my way.
There's Jan doing her stuff.
I need assistance.
Yeah, the AI is not... Because of the dithering, yeah. Yeah, the dithering will create all sorts of artifactings as a result, won't it? I assume it's basically the reason you would do it in-game as an intro is purely if you wanted to basically avoid having load sequences between... I mean, that...
Well, that's one way to do it.
As part of the ending, i.e. it has to load midway through for the ending. Although you do that then by loading in-game, which is normally what a lot of them do.
Stay here, Jen. Cover our back.
Okay, I'll wait here. Don't take all day.
There's a quick whiz here. You can go through this way and... Now, the whiz is I can shoot this thing at the end of the corridor, but if I do that, then the fireball comes chasing me down. And I need to hide in here until that fireball elapses. One thing I will say, there's not much in the way of lighting effects.
Kyle,
Oops.
help me!
We got him.
That's one less problem to deal with. What a mess.
We're under attack. Send reinforcements. I gotta wait.
Great. Get him!
Spread out and find it.
You Imperial scum.
I think this is a primary control console. Got it. I think
Yes,
I'll hang out
quoting
here
the
a
rebel
while and see
line.
what kind of trouble I can cause.
Yep, that means she doesn't want to run with you, so they don't have to do the AI. Also means you don't have to worry about her getting getting bumped off. So. Oh really? You can actually disable dithering on a few games. Does that improve the quality? Because dithering's always a bit hit and miss whether it actually improves it on a lot of games. But yeah, this actually looks pretty nice at 480p. Not quite as good as the new PS4 version, but as I mentioned, this one does actually have revised textures, so this one looks a little bit different to the PS4 version. They changed the lighting on this in the Xbox version. I mean, definitely the Xbox version is probably the better of the two consoles to get, but it is a very solid FPS. This is not as big a game as Jedi Knight 1. I always felt this perhaps was a little bit unfinished. It's such a short game. It always felt like perhaps they'd rushed this out a little bit, LucasArts, and I probably would be correct in saying that I suspect this may have been a bit unfinished. We've got some thermal detonators, and he's holding a thermal detonator. Mighty Jabba. Yes, I can quite a lot. Yeah, there are some games where weirdly dithering just spoils it all, doesn't it? For a second I thought I was hearing Star Wars music there, but maybe it's just me. But I'm not always convinced. Some of these games, when you turn off the audio, as I said, doesn't entirely always get rid of it.
Kyle, the schematics show that the base is divided into 3 sections.
Yep, so that's quite a dark room down there.
Hey, someone there?
Take instant use medipack. I like shooting stormtroopers. It's always good to shoot classic Star Wars villains, not the rubbish New Order they came up with in the newer one.
It's offline. It's offline. It's offline. It's offline.
Soul Calibur 2. Really? So it actually has... Yeah, that's the thing. 480... You never quite understand how developers did some of the modes, because 480p was not a mode included into every game, and different developers, and there's also different people with different skill levels and understanding, because at the time 480p was quite a relatively new thing. I mean, you had it on Dreamcast, but not every game supported it. I think a few of the games that didn't support it on Dreamcast, a couple of them justified it by saying, I got some light amplification goggles. By saying to a couple of them they didn't like the resolution that used it, but
It's offline.
okay, so and yes, if you're wondering where the music is, that's easy. Star Wars music gets DMCA'd on pretty much every platform, YouTube, and I'm pretty sure it gets DMCA'd on Twitch, even though this is the first time I've streamed a Star Wars game on Twitch, but I'm not going to find out anyway, as it will go mad on me as well. I think Twitch, they recently added in some functionality where I think Twitch is even more severe because they got sued, I think. But we'll see. But it does mean no Star Wars music, so blame DMCA rights and all that. Thing is, this isn't effectively. I can argue this stream is a proper archive, as I'm showing the game in its original content, and I'm not showing them just playing the music on its own. I do like you get like the sort of scrambling text in the distance there, like in the films. I think that's based on the scene from Empire where he has the binocular up. Yes, I do know quite a bit about Star Wars. Oh, actually lets them do proper colour space, does it? That's interesting. Soul Calibur 2 was a really impressive game as well. Yeah, that's what the goggles are for, so I can actually crawl through this area. Secret area. I could do with some health. Oh dear, I haven't got any space, so I'm going to be really, really careful not to get killed, basically. So I'm going to survive this. And my light amplified goggles have just run out.
Disturbance was reported in Sector 10 this morning. What sort of disturbance? A droid set off the security system on the lower level. That's the third time this month. Won't be the last time either.
Oh, I did get some health, and I'm being shot again.
Looks like an Imperial code.
Looks like an Imperial code. I really want to disable the power to the base, so here's section A of the base. And visually, this is actually a pretty good game. It does hold up well. I mean, the frame rate is a bit janky, as you can see. Okay, so this takes... Oh really? Yeah, I must admit my understanding of progressive is not that great. Although I do a bit of sort of although I've had people that know people that worked in television. It's and I should really slightly read up on the details a little bit more. I generally take it a bit. I generally am a bit ambient on how things work. I just know it's like, yeah, use component or use YPC or thing, but I generally look at a sort of perspective. I'm not someone who gets so caught up, because some people can be very, very exact how everything has to be said in a particular way, and it's like, well, as long as you get the gist of it right, that's largely what matters. So people can, it's more about being able to explain it well to people so they can understand going in. I mean, you could say that there are some things like component is
It's offline. It's offline. It's offline.
Yeah, I mean, some games don't quite, people aren't quite sure how they do stuff as well, but it's really interesting. The totally, in the video world, is awful. Yeah, the terminology is weird. I've had a couple people go, oh, well, you haven't quite used the exact terminology, and it's like, well, I'm just making it clear for our viewers. Okay, is that what I've got to do? Yeah. I see, so it's turned on green, red and blue. Yeah, we had one guy, a couple people go, oh, well, you've not used scan and exact terminology. Well, I've explained how I'm using it. And some people can be a bit, you can get some people, especially if we've had a few weird people from sort of TV stuff go, oh no, this exactly means this and blah 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 blah, like, sort of raise your eyebrows a little bit. So I think I should be good now.
It's offline. It's offline. It's offline.
I've got to turn that off and on for all of them. And that the door is active. Ah, shield generator. Yeah, but the terminology can be very, very just baffling, and often terminology and jargon can often be badly used as well. I know that speaking to some of the testers these days, and people will often use words like black box and white box, and it's like, well, that would be a functional testing or playthrough testing or critical path testing. You've got so many jargon words for it. But basically, if you say playthrough testing and critical path, it's fairly straightforward. When you say things like black box and white box, you're like, well, what does that mean?
Get behind him. Surround him.
Okay, whenever the enemies appear, there is actually a slight thing of the music changes and loads, and you can slightly hear a bit, but only just slightly. It's like... completely opposite things. Yeah, it's really weird. There's a lot of people that use jargon just for the sake of using jargon, and that then causes problems where when you're listening to a conversation, if you don't know what the jargon means, then you'll switch people off very, very quickly. And it's also not good to actually talk in jargon.
Jan, I'm gonna need your help. There's an access terminal here, but it's encoded.
I'm on my way. Kyle, I'm pinned down. Get back here and give me a hand.
I'm on my way, Jen. Actually, the first...
Where are you? I can't hold out much longer.
Where's Jan?
Hurry up, Kyle.
Where is Jan? Where is Jan?
Long enough. Now, to break that code, lead the way.
Yeah, there's terminology like that. It's like component is actually the component jacks actually have a very specific name and things like that that I think a lot of people don't realise. But yeah, you're right. RGB, composite, sync, and all that stuff, and component doesn't actually. YPRBR, yeah, and SCART. So although a lot of people refer to SCART as RGB, SCART cables can carry component over them. They can carry, or YPB, they can carry RGB color, red, green, blue. They can carry S video over them, and they can carry composite over them. So you need to actually specify. I mean, S video and component SCARTs are very rare, but they do exist. Some TVs do support them. So there are things like that. I mean, I'm currently playing over what would be 480p, so it would probably be outputting Y. I mean, I think there is actually an RGB version.
Now this looks interesting.
But I should actually say I'm playing over component cable, not
Piece of cake.
the HDMI adapter we had before, and there is a reason for that. But I can't say too much more on stream. Just that we will be doing.
Keep at this and see what I can find out.
Doing a look at Nintendo GameCube component cables in the near future. This is not an official one, I should say. This is a third-party one, but the picture quality with the open source scan converter is very good. It's very, very good. Oh, this is that room I was in earlier. Yep. This is the back end of the base, isn't it? So what was the door she unlocked then? Was there another one round here? Yes, we will be doing a review of it in the not too distant future. I'm just actually giving it a first trial out, but I can't actually... Oh. We've got some nice glass. We can shoot the glass. Yeah, very cost efficient third party one, so I will be doing a... Got all the red screens. Again, a lot of these textures are sort of based on... Yeah, this is actually a new third party one, I should say, so I will be doing a review of it very soon. But I can't say what it is on stream, so...
Found another code.
Well, not without doing the various sort of endorsement declarants. So basically, we're just looking at third-party cable at the minute. So this is actually I'm testing it out as well, just to see how it holds up in case it's good or bad. But so far, I don't even. It's really nice. So. So what's the objective now then? Is that? So do I need one more code? Datapad. Investigate the abandoned Imperial outpost. Engage remnant force in the area. Input the area clearance code at the main array. Input the area clearance code at the main array. Okay, so I need the red one as well. Ah, there was a chip in the official component cable.
It's
Ah.
offline. It's offline. It's offline. It's offline.
Okay, so I'm guessing I need to do this one now. This is the one I haven't been in. Yeah.
Did you see anything?
Now that's why they've been quite a long time to replicate component cables then. Ah, that would explain it. Yeah, this one I believe uses GC video, I think, so... I mean, it should... I wasn't aware there was a chip in them, but that might explain why they've been so hard to replicate. Obviously, it's actually using a video source. Because I would have thought they'd have just been a straightforward cable, but if they had something inside them, yeah, that would explain why it's taken so long for them to be good alternatives, because for years the official ones have been steadily and heavily going up in price quite extensively. I should use the Z button. You basically, each gun has 2 fire modes. So this one has rapid fire. You took the Imperial supply key. Technically, your default blaster actually has the charge shot, and that's actually really, really powerful. But yeah, I will be doing a sort of mini review. I'm just sort of checking it out at the minute to see if it's any good or not. But I think there are a couple of component leads out. Okay, there, yeah, occasionally you can hear the I can just briefly hear the music. Back to tank now, just that one open. I can just occasionally hear the music. Doesn't in-get.
We'll send the message immediately.
Strangely, the in-level cutscenes are all in-game, but it's the so I've got the thermal detonator.
Any idea where he is? Don't shoot! Watch your fire. Those are fuel valves.
Oh, I see. So they wanted to do 3D in it. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a bit like how the analog pad for the the analog pad for the Sega Saturn, you could detach the cable from it, and no one quite knew what that was about. And that was because, so that's actually a weapon charger, I think. Yeah. That wasn't because the Saturn originally they were going to actually have as a motion controller, where you could take that out, put a sort of motion controller in it, but again that fell through because the motion controls at the time just didn't work, and I think it's fair to say motion controls still don't work. I see, so they managed to blow up their pipeline. Yeah, they basically wanted motion controls. Basically, you can the analog pad on the Sega Saturn. If you assume you've got one, Nico, you can remove the actual front of it that the cable links into, and basically that was because it was going to be a. They wanted to have the ability for it to have motion controls in, but that had to be removed. Ooh. blowing up. I just want to be double sure there's no sort of sudden Star Wars music. Yeah, it's just blown up half the pipeline, so the power in the space station should just kill.
What was that?
Just another day at work, Jan.
Oh, I gave me about weapon charges, yeah, because I said there was a weapon charger in front of me just as I was mentioning it. I do have a nasty habit of doing that, spreading the tracks out, so I hope people are watching this. Fun to mention the weapon charger. I do have the Knights controller, yeah, so you've seen the fact you can remove the front of it. So there's obviously a few devices, like quite a few of the consoles, the NES, the SNES, you can actually, they've all got ports that you can find. I think even the Saturn, some of them have all got linking ports in case they ever wanted to do connecting hardware. So the SNES, of course, they wanted to do this SNES CD that never happened. Yeah, I do tend to be a bit sidetracked sometimes explaining myself, and then literally, I've had a couple times I'm like, yeah, I can ramble a bit or get deviated quite quickly. Oh, there's... Ooh. Nope, they are Imperial probe droids. That got him. That blow that one up. No, they'll take a beating, don't they? There it goes. But yeah, I mean, the sound effects are really good. I mean, it's definitely Star Wars. The music is really good if I was to be able to have it on, but I can't. I have to whack it when the cutscenes come out as well. Yes, there's another weapon charger at the top there. Is everyone having a good day as well on stream? Or in our case, I think in Europe it'll be a good night. I know I'm going to be doing some more GameCube tinkering, but yeah, I am looking at the component cable at the minute just to see what it's like, and we will be doing a review shortly. I think there are a few third-party cables, but I'll definitely be... there are some few that now that are cost-effective, so I will be... Yes, you're spot on there as well, Nika, about the PS2. It's really weird the PS2 actually allowed for updating, but they never did it. Although they did update the firmware for a number of the for the hardware revisions, but... So if you have a later version of the PS2 console, you will have the better firmware, but... it means if you've got the earlier versions, you actually have the out-of-date firmware. Is there any way I can actually get across that now? And the answer is no. This one's actually, his standard blaster is actually more accurate, and that charge shot is more powerful, so it's actually worse. So where do I go now then? So you managed to blow up both the lines in the space, so there's got to be an elevator or something hidden away somewhere. And what did I tell you? So we've got another elevator. Yeah, it's weird. The reason they don't work is because they revised the hardware and firmware, so some games didn't actually get. Some PS2 and PS1 games were no longer compatible with the PlayStation 2, which is quite hilarious. There's actually a couple of PS2 games that literally don't work on the later revisions as they revised it so much. To be fair, it's the same with the Sega Saturn. There are a couple of revisions. I don't think the PS1 had that issue, but generally I think it's things like DVD playback and stuff. I think they intended to do a lot more, but because they never implemented the feature fully, then... oh. I found the last code, but firstly I need some health. Yeah, I mean some of it may be piracy updates and things like that, so you're never quite sure what they did change, which is interesting because you're like, well, what did they actually change? I mean, I did wonder if there were one or two later games that may have problems running on later consoles, a bit like the Mega Drive had that. Some of the audio for some of the later games didn't work properly on some of the early units and vice versa. The audio was slightly off on, I think, some Model 2 revisions. Some of the later games were designed for Model 2 revisions, not Model 1 revisions, and vice versa. And also the Model 3, which was a sort of unofficial one, was absolutely just really, really bad. Ooh.
Move from command and will be reassigned. That is all.
Yeah, I mean, I've oddly enough, I was no stranger to it because of the Amiga, where you had all the different hardware options, and a lot of games wouldn't run on various versions of the Amigas. Even if you upgraded your RAM, when we actually upgraded our RAM on our Amiga, a couple of our 521K games, because we upgraded to a Meg, no longer ran and things like that. So it's just really crazy. I think I need to go back this way, don't I? Yeah, the PS2 Amiga was a computer though. Yeah, that's... Okay, do I need to match the symbols now?
Jan, prep the ship for takeoff. I just want to check out one last area.
Meet you at the ship.
Okay, and that's the mid-level load that I don't think's in the original version. So here we go with the second part of the Kejin base stage. So Chaos Legion, oh really, Chaos Legion Beyond. I actually have most, well, don't have Beyond Good and Evil on PS2. Do have Eternal Ring, Jack and Axe, and I don't have the Japanese version of Star Ocean 3. I know there's like 2 or 3 releases of Star Ocean 3 in Japan, isn't there? You have the international version and the original version. I know with Sega Saturn you had that's an explosion bit, isn't it? With Sega Saturn you have you have In the Hunt, which only worked on the Japanese first revision of In the Hunt, only worked on the very first Sega Saturn revision. You had Metal Slug, apparently didn't work on the Derby. In-game audio's mute again. Yeah, I was just double checking something when I did the cutscenes, just reminding me, Nico, just got to be a bit careful. Just checking we're not getting so mute. It was just when we were doing that transition, I was a little bit hesitant. Yeah, there is some screen tearing, but it's much better on 480p than it is on 480i, I will admit. Okay, but yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I did really enjoy Jedi Outcast. It's a very good-looking playing game. I suppose it's quite a short game, and this first level is a little bit drab. Once some of the later stages are really interesting, like the one in the city when you're battling ATSTs and things like that. But yeah, some of these stages... Oh, we got the Imperial, another security key. I think they have had to double up buttons here. So, the binocular use button, I don't seem to recall the same button as the action one in the game, so... Blast them! Blasters, blasters, no blasters, no blasters! As the canteen owner says in Star Wars, no blasters! Ooh, there's a This one's actually better for doing things like this because it's got charge shot ability, so... Did that get it, or do I need another charge shot? Yeah, thanks for letting me know about that, Nike. I mean, I do have the power version Star Ocean 3, so I have to give it a whirl. I mean, there's lots of... There's lots of games like that where the PAL... So, weirdly, Japanese games, the PAL version, because it would be the last version released originally, would often be the version with the most fixes, and vice versa when it came to European games, where they generally released in Europe and America first, then the Japanese version would have the most fixes, so it's a bit odd. It's like Fighters Mega Mix on Saturn. I know it had a lot of bug fixes, and they improved the slowdown in the PAL version, so although it's not quite as fast, the optimization and slowdown fixes arguably make it almost as good as make it probably better, because there's quite a lot of slowdown in the Japanese version, and because that's all gone, you have a much smoother experience. Although that said, with a lot of games, budget releases, are also additional revisions of the game. So often the budget releases would have the fixes of some of the other versions. So it actually gets quite convoluted because some games can literally have 3, 4, 5, 6 revisions on one format if you actually look into it properly. And that's something that a lot of people still don't realise and don't document properly, because you need to look at the release order. Yep, so we've got a laser wall that's blocking us. I'll just shoot the window. Not very good security.
Looks pretty cold in there.
Looks pretty cold in there. I have to wait till the actual hand appears to... It does play well. This does play well, I will admit. The Gamecube one, I mean, I know the Cube... A lot of people didn't like the Cube pad for the slightly weird sized buttons. I will be honest, the huge A button looks silly compared to the sort of X and Y button and B button, which are all sort of slightly odd placements, which made making fighting games on the system an absolute nightmare, which is why barely anyone did anyone fighting games on the Gamecube. Oh really? Odin Spear. I must admit, when it comes to PS2 Hertz knowledge, you're definitely the man to ask, Nico. You literally probably are the most aforementioned expert in the world on the subject. Likewise, I probably am on the Sega Saturn. Admittedly, I do need to do a bit more research on it, but there's a lot of things. I mean, I had someone today asking about the PS2 Hertz forcing functionality. Now, do I want to go in there? Is there any reason I want to go in there? No, I'm not going to. Yeah, you were basically telling me Odin Spear on the PS4 was miles better, so I do need to try the PS4 version. Or I take it's the PS3 version was the improved one.
It's freezing in here.
No, they just updated it for PS4. That looks like that dropped the temperature. Activated all of them. Did one of them open the door? They're saying, yeah, I need to actually do a comparison. Has anyone done a proper... I need to actually look at them probably. I mean, there are quite a few games I should do looks at and comparisons of. I keep meaning to do a Hertz look at a couple of games on Saturn now. I really do need to actually do a few. Okay, I think I can use this one to turn... moving the thing around. PS4, so which way have I got to... By the way, I should give anyone a warning. the GameCube, the PAL version of Star Wars Bounty Hunter is an absolute buggy mess. If you don't have a memory card when you play it, the game crashes. If you don't skip one of the stages on the second level, the game crashes. You know, one of the cutscenes on the second level. So yeah, avoid Star Wars Bounty Hunter on GameCube. It's a really, really buggy version. It's awful. Some really bad bugs in it. It's really bad. Or Bounty Crash Hunter, I think it should be called. Oh, come on, what am I supposed to be pressing? Downside of when you haven't played a game in ages and can't remember where. So that I've pressed them, that won't let me do anything. I've obviously got to move this around and get up there. Single digit frames? Really? Is it that bad? I never saw anyone mention that in a review. But then I suppose a lot of games like that, the people won't pick up the problems, and then they'll just go, oh, it's a brilliant game. I mean, I remember playing it at the time. I played it for a bit and just thought, this is rubbish compared to... Oh, I'm being a noob, aren't I? Yep, that's what I've got to do. Yeah, in which case that game probably deserves to be given an incredibly low score, told finish your game, Atlas. Or finish your game. Yeah, I mean... I must admit, I didn't like Odin Crown myself because it felt like an inferior version. Odin Spear is such an inferior version. Of the original Princess Crown, but obviously you said they completely changed the game for the... Because I thought the PS3 version was supposed to just be sort of an updated version. I didn't realise... They didn't... Strangely, when I saw reviews of the PS3 version, I never saw them say, oh, they've completely remade the game because everyone thought the PS2 game was absolute trash.
Hiding. Him down.
This does have a bit of auto aim, like a lot of console games. I don't know why they added auto aim. I think it's because. I've got to be a bit careful here. I don't want to get bumped off because I'm not saving. So if I die now, it's going to be a horrible restart back to the beginning. Hence why I put it on Jedi, because I'm a veteran of these type of games. So this type of difficulty to me is a cakewalk. But when you start going to the higher difficulties and you're playing on, and you're slightly rusty and you're playing on the cube controller, as long as I don't do anything stupid like walk into laser fields or walk off platforms, then it's all good. It's all good. Or walk into the reactive field. Oh. Or walk into the toxic water. Okay. Nico, your messages are being modded. Held for what? I can't even. Okay, Nico, this is hilarious. The auto mod, it no longer feels like sack of potatoes beat 'em up. it decided that sack and beat are so asthmatic sack, but yeah, I can't. That's not sack and beat. Sack is not a sexual word. It is a sack or something. Nor is beat. In fact, I'd be alarmed if beat was a. Okay, so I've got a. That's really, really weird. That is the sack and beat. That reminds me of Fantasy Star Online, the original one, where words like shoes and pork would be banned. The original Fantasy Star Online is some really on the Dreamcast. You get some really odd words. If you try to I'm putting on my shoes and pork sandwich, pork and shoes and a few other words. Cola as well. We never quite found why that was banned. I think shoes was banned because it had. If you take the S. So it was a really bad beat 'em up originally then. Yeah, I'm not actually... So no, I didn't want to... It's actually... Why is there... I will say the stage design in this could be a little bit... Yeah, it does let you... No, it's a bit weird. I was like, well, that's not really words I would use. Okay, so I've got to press that switch. I've got the 64 question... $1,000. How do I press that switch? A couple of bits in here where I will admit it's not always clear which way you need to go. So that's that elevator. I've got a switch there. Can I go through that? Just that door there on that side? I thought that was a wall. Not the electric floor, I guess. No, the electric floor is not healthy for me. So upstairs, the ladder takes you up, but that's the way we came in, so... You can't shoot switches as far as I can see. I can't be... I'm missing like a really obvious thing. Is there like a switch somewhere that I'm missing? Hello to everyone on stream. I should just say, if you're watching, my name is Random Gamer Riven. I am the editor of Randomized Gaming, and this is our Twitch channel, which I used to stream on YouTube. I've swapped to Twitch for a little bit to see how it's going. I must admit, Twitch is quite a bit nicer than YouTube. I mean, so that I need to turn off. That won't open. I can't. I don't fall in there and get electric. Was there something when I was out and about? Could I run around? I mean, I don't think I could run and jump into there. Okay, the only route I can see is across here. Now, is this just an is this just a hidden room? Secret area. Well, this. Oh, God, swallow. Go around. You can't pre-press a lot of these switches once they've electric force. So I've turned off the freezing floor as well, so I don't get electrocuted. This one, weirdly, I think that one still has the switch icon, but that's probably a bug. Ow! Fell in. Nothing on the ground there because I've checked. Maybe there's something on the ground in that thing. It looked like the floor would raise in that previous room, right? Careful, ribbon, stick close. Must be interesting to know if this is one stage in the original PC version or two, so. Ah, there we go. Did see that. I thought maybe I can blow that up. It's a game that actually requires me to use my brain, unlike some modern games. Just gives me access to this lobby area. Aha, yes, I wondered if we could do something in there. I do miss FPS with the sort of explorative nature you got. I mean, this one. Yeah, a lot more of them just became bang bang. They didn't make you sort of discover and explore stuff, and I actually quite like because part of the thing was to actually go, well, hey, you're supposed to be, if you're a spy running around enemy base, not every key, you are going to have to figure out how to get through certain areas. It's called good design. I mean, after all, you're literally, nothing is going to be, I mean, the enemies aren't going to make it, oh, hey, all the key cards are, this guy's got this key card, this guy's, no, you're going to be crawling through enemy bases. They're going to be locking doors on you. You're going to be investigating. But yeah, this type of games definitely you don't see as round as much. Now, did one of them have a... I think I've actually got to think about which one I want to go for. I think I've unlocked... figuring out where you actually have to go. Now, does any of these have a switch? Do I need to jump on a switch on any of these? That one looks like it's... Yeah, some bunch of games that soured puzzles. Yeah, there's an absolutely horrible jumping section in Fallout 3 that is probably one of the most painful things I've ever experienced that was in one of the DLCs. It was probably one of the worst bits of game design I've ever had the misfortune of playing. It was the sort of arena DLC. There was a absolutely abhorrent jumping section, and it was just like this. It was the up until that point there hadn't been a single jumping section in Fallout 3, and all of a sudden they just randomly decided they wanted jumping in it, and it's just like, why have you done this? A couple of games get the jumping horribly wrong as well in first person, and the jumping is difficult to do in first person, and it's difficult to do well in a lot of games. So is there, so a couple of these have lowered the ground. I'm just trying to work out, is there something to open the door, or is that purely a bonus section? Has the door this side opened as well? Extermination on PS2. Oh really? Yeah, I actually have that, so it's obviously another one to look forward to. So I think the question is, what's in those capsules? Give up, rebel. Yep, you're about to get blasted, buddy. Took the Imperial security key. Okay. Oh, jumping puzzles. Ooh. It's like Destiny has some quite interesting jumping puzzles that just about work. The jumping in Destiny works. But there were some other games. I can't remember. There's some games where Literally, I hated every time there was a jumping section. I wanted to throw the controller at a brick wall. Another gun section. I think this way. So this is this side. So there's another switch I can... Yeah, I have actually played Exterminus, but not. So it's actually a survival horror game. It's one of those early PS2 games, isn't it? Ah, we've got another. So she gets to climb the other. I'm not too fussed about jumping around that room unless I absolutely need to do it.
Arrest him.
Okay, so where someone else is still active here. It definitely, I mean, that's one of the thing. This definitely gives you the feel of being a spy. And yes, Karkatan was the person who stole the Death Star plans. Rogue One is not canon, as far as I'm concerned. The fact they lots of people in prison cells here. Oh. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, but I don't recall there being a jump button in Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Every 2 jumps. Oh wow, that I didn't realise. I don't think I got to the jump sections in Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Are they a way into the game? Interrogation droids. What's hurting me? Oh really? I don't remember the jumping sections at all, but I know there's a couple of games. There was one game where I found the jumping sections aggravating. It's a bit like Zelda the Spirit Tracks. The control system for that was absolutely horrible. That's one of those games I had like one of the horrible movement just felt, because of how you had to slowly move everything, it just physically felt awful as you were doing it. You just like slowly moving. It just felt unnatural with the human body. It's like, okay, yeah, this is not what I want to be. So that's that door unlocked. Yeah, it's been a long time since I played Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. That's definitely one game I could do a stream on, couldn't I? harder day. No, yeah. Well, I'm not going to permit the term "go die," but you've used it in context that makes sense. You're saying, yeah, the microphone. Can you? Yeah, no, I did. I have to check those add permitted terms. No worries. It's Twitch seems overly sensitive. I didn't even put in half these words. It just auto bans. So I can appreciate why "go die" might be a ban because people could use it at the streamer. Add permitted terms. I have to look at the permitted terms. I'll probably. Well, I'm not really permitting. I'm just allowing you to do it because you've said it in a relevant context and it's not aimed at anyone. It's aimed at a video game that has a lot of problems. Yeah, the controls for Spirit Tracks I just found horrendous. They were just painful for me. I still have yet to finish the game because I just found it so unpleasant to actually play the game. And I had the misfortune of testing games on the Wii that solely used motion controls for 6 months on end. And that was an unpleasant experience. I think in the end, Nintendo actually had to ban some of the stuff with motion controls because get clear. Okay, those guys sound rather clumsy. Yes, we are the New Republic in this one. Carl Katan is actually a character who's in all 4 Dark Forces games. So he starts off in Dark Forces, he's then in Jedi Knight, he's then in this one, and he's also in the last one. I can't recall if I don't think he's that playable in the final game because the last one's more he's like mentoring the playable character. Yeah, some of the games use the mic stuff for pretty awful, having to blow into them, sort of. I'm not too fussed by the bonuses in there because I don't really need them. That doesn't look good. They look like explosive mines. And I was right, they were tripwires and they detonated. So now that I've come here, game, what am I looking for? What's the objective state? Rendezvous with Jan, investigate the hidden section of the outpost. Okay, so some sort of crystal. I need to... maybe I've opened the door down below now in that other room. Maybe that's what... So I can't open that door just yet. Yeah, it did have a mic. I thought the mic was largely just a blow thing. No, it would do because it recognised. Yeah, it would recognise words, wouldn't it? So it must be able to record. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo have a problem in the past where they thought of ideas and then not realised how people will use them. And as I knew a long time ago, oh, that door is open now. Being someone who's worked on video games and someone who has to understands game design, there's the rule that I call the rule of 100. That is, 99 people will do exactly what the software's supposed to do. The one person will do whatever that they can and whatever they want, basically. And that means if they want to be really unpleasant to other people or use that whatever feature you decide... Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I see we could make it say we're static. Yeah, so obviously they... Yeah, because for a Pokemon game, if you could record messages, you would get people just saying all sorts of obscene things. Hey, let's trade my Pokemon! And Nintendo don't want comments of, there are people swearing in my Pokemon. There's all of these guns. Yeah. Yeah, that was... that's Nintendo not thinking through something correctly. It's like one of those, oh, let's add in this cool function. Then like the one guy goes, hey guys, you do know that means we can send obscene messages to one another. Oh. It's like there's an infamous one of Animal Crossing where they clearly sent the reviewers a tester build where they were checking profanities, and they inadvertently sent the reviewers a copy of the game where the characters were using left profanities and all sorts of horrible terms to show you how you could get around the swear filter for testing. It's like, yeah, don't send builds like that. Because as a tester, you will have to test to make sure the swear filter's operation. We used to have a massive list of words when I was I worked for Disney, and unfortunately that list actually got leaked because it was not shielded properly, despite the fact we told them originally that people would find it, and they did. But basically we had a massive list of words that we could not have people say, for understandable reasons. Because you don't want someone with some insane profanity. Especially in a kids game. It's okay if it's a more adult game, but when it's a kid game, you just can't have it. Yeah, so something like Pokemon games with children, and trust me, because a lot of non-kids play Pokemon, they would do I mean, you could still actually, with Animal Crossing, there was a star system where if you went to people's villages, they could do shapes in the sky. And my brother was actually playing with one person, and he got his shape in the sky, and it was an obscene image, and he was not happy about it. He was like, I don't want this in my Animal Crossing. But yeah, beta, yeah, so there's literally anything that gives the user control, the ability to create something, there will be someone out there that is the one guy, the one person, as I like to say, that will do something there, just do something. So I've got all these up. I'm trying to get to that underside now. So this door's, we can exit out of this door now. Is there a reason I needed to? Does one of these have a gun in it? Does one of these have a secret walkway? No. There's gonna be like a hidden passage down. Oh, do you mean Furbies? Yeah, Furbies would repeat everything back. So they could literally repeat, you could have conversations and they'd repeat it all back, but yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I never really thought about Furbies, but yeah, they would supposedly repeat everything, so they would probably repeat back lots of rude words as well. Furbies didn't do that, really. Right, I'm trying to figure out where to go again here. I've gone... really going around the houses a bit. So we've unlocked the prison cells. There wasn't really much point in coming to the prison cell area, bar collecting some loot. So I've got one supply key. Okay, here we go. This is definitely a bit I haven't been in. Oh no, this is the top bit of the thing again, isn't it? Yeah, I've been here. Hang on, was that door locked at the top there? Ah, that's probably what I need to do. So where does this take me now? Which part of the base was this again? Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I vaguely remember those type of things. Alright, that's right back at the start now. Okay, so that's... Okay, so literally the only way to go is I've literally just... I'm looking for things to press. We've blown that up. I've got the sheet. I should just check there's not a sort of underhand passage in this area, actually, seeing as I blew it up. Yeah, I vaguely remember what you mean, those kids. haven't actually spoken that much about Star Wars, but I mean, this is a good game, and I still enjoy Star Wars. But like I said, I do not like the new films. I do regard them as uncannoned already. They are just dreadful. I haven't actually seen any of them. I had a couple of people I know watched them, and I just, after they told me how bad they were, I thought I'm just not going to. I briefly saw bits of Force Awakens.
Commander, we've lost him. Arrest him.
Okay, so I need this door or that door. I need to get down there now. So the question is, how do I get down there? Pervy's only wake up in the middle of the night and screech. You know, perfectly fine for children. Oh man, that must have been slightly unnerving. Yeah, I saw a little bit of Force Awakens, enough to make me think I wasn't going to watch too much of it. And then the other two are, having heard the plots for them, I can see why there were a lot of angry Star Wars fans. Oh, that's why I've got to blow stuff up. Is that still force fielded?
Did you hear something?
No blasters! No blasters! I mean, the original Star Wars film to me is still fantastic. The original 3 films are still very good. I must admit, I actually prefer Empire and Jedi to the original Star Wars, because Empire and Jedi have a lot more story. I always really liked the Ewoks as well. I know some people will be going, blasphemy, blasphemy. Oh, that's right. I seem to recall you had to shoot off walls with a couple of bits, so you could like literally shoot the lasers and rebound them in this one. I must admit, it's holding up pretty well. I mean, with 480p, it does look nice. I think I'm about to steal whatever's powering this base and just have it all go to pot. Nothing like blowing up a base, Imperial base. Oh, now it decides to blow up. Oh, we got lasers on the doors. And there we go. Puts them down. What are they stashing in this facility? I need a security key. Okay, I've got to go one now on this side. about this not for £400 game. Okay. Thanks, Jacob. Glad to have you on stream as always. Good chatting with you as well. Nice to have someone to chat to. Appreciate it, buddy.
These are droid control consoles. Let's see what this little guy can do.
Guess we actually run around. I shouldn't have come in here early. Should have just literally grabbed mate's key and exited. So is that? Oh, is this a door here? Okay, so I've got to try and get out without blowing up the Imperial base. Thanks to everyone still watching the stream. Of course, I should say my name is Random Game Ribbon, the editor of Randomized Gaming, and this actually should say Star Wars Jedi Knight II Jedi Outcast, which was originally released, I think it's about 2003, 2002, 2003. I think it might be quite an early Cube game. Originally, it didn't actually get this. It's one of those games we got after the fact because it was one of those ones we had on PC, so okay, another cutscene. Yep, so here are the villains. Answer to our problem. Then mining crystals. Yep. So lost contact with the transmission from Kejim now by the remnants of Wars. Sending ration force, so you're likely to sneak in. Call in the fleet if necessary. You'll double your usual. And here we go with the next stage. Okie dokie, right, that's the next stage. Have a quick look. This is the stage with the ATATs. Actually, the ATST, I should say, not ATATs. All-terrain armoured transports. Ah, back when they were good. What on earth is that? Some sort of... Oh, it's an Imperial probe droid. That first level is actually blooming long. That's taken me 2 hours to beat, basically.
Better try not to attract too much attention.
Yes, you'd better not, Kyle. Or else we'll be raising havoc. Let's brave the depths of Star Wars Jedi Knight II. I mean, Billy T. Williams did turn up as Lando Calrissian in this one, which was really, really good. He's in the city stage, and I think you meet him in a couple of stages. It was really... I mean, this overall was a very good game. It isn't as good as Jedi Knight. It's a much shorter game than Jedi Knight. It's far from perfect, but it's a solid enough game, and it's certainly worth grabbing if you've got Gamecube or an Xbox, or you can get it on the modern systems now. I believe it's out on PlayStation 2, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, that could be painful. Can't see where I'm being shot from. Yeah, the bowcast has a lot more power than the... I need to shoot straight as well if I want to be... There we go, that's me shooting straight. figure out where everything's shooting me from. We've got some gun turret up there, isn't it? Or where? Gotcha. Oh. Oh dear. Into the pipes. We're restarting the level. I'm about to turn off the sound in case that replays the cutscene. Screams in the background. Obviously, that's the guy with the bowcaster. I think getting bumped off before you can meet him.
I better try not to attract too much attention.
Like I said, the basic blaster is actually very good. We're not using up ammo and also aiming for a very good range shot. So like there. And there it goes. There's not one on the other side, so... Oh! I jumped on the wrong one and it all went. Restart level. And of course, if you're enjoying the stream, you can always like our... no, you can't like the stream, but you can follow us here at Randomised Gaming. I don't think they do likes on Twitch. We do have plenty of other videos on the YouTube channel. We're primarily a YouTube channel and blogs, so... Just actually put up a House of the Dead video the other day, so... I'll give this one last go and then I'll wrap up the stream
not to attract too much attention.
for tonight, so I hope you're all enjoying it. The stun baton. Give me my bowcaster back. Ow! One of them broke. I keep falling. Basically, all the pipes start breaking. There's some sort of meteor strike just as you do it, and then everything breaks.
Better try not to attract too much attention.
A lot of stormtroopers up here. Took the Imperial security card, yes. Have invaded their base. Oh wow, that was a quick section. Obviously this game doesn't load everything, all the stages. Enemies killed, 6-shot fire. Favorite weapon hidden feature Arterius Mine B is now unlocked. Oh, I see. So basically some of these stages, that's definitely split up this stage. Yep, there are the bonuses. So obviously a few of these stages are definitely split up for the Gamecube version.
Hit security.
And that guy's just standing there while just lobbing grenades at his buddies. What's the point in using the shotgun? They are pretty rubbish. So I say on the harder difficulty settings, the enemies just take more damage. It doesn't really add much to the game. Got the security see, took an Imperial supply key. So the grey guys seem to have Imperial supply keys. The brown guys appear to have the Imperial keys if they do on them. I do like all the sort of tech and stuff around you. It's all very nicely done. It's really well done. I think everything about this game. That's not where I came in from. Oh, and I've just missed a secret, haven't I?
Take him down.
Oh, every time I get off that lift, that's when it goes up. So, as you may have guessed, you don't start with your lightsaber in this one, even though you had it in Jedi Knight 2. You sort of gave it up, and eventually, Carl is, of course, as you'd expect, forced to take his lightsaber back and become a Jedi once again. Come on, up we come, up, up.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, we've got a secret area around here. Basically just shoot a few people before you can start the fun. So that's gonna hurt. Do I have a health pack? No. So there's a few of them left. Where are they hiding? I will say the prompts, activation prompts, can be a bit. Only one slight. I mean, it's not as good as the original Jedi Knight. It's probably not quite as good as Dark Forces either. So it's probably, but it's still a very good game. It's just Dark Forces and Jedi Knight were absolutely outstanding games, and I mean, the original Dark Force is fantastic. Jedi Knight is probably one of the best games of the sort of late 90s in terms of FPSs. It really is a fantastic game, and this is just a really nice follow-up. It still looks good as well. Jedi Knight and Dark Forces look a little bit dated with the visuals. This one, I think the visuals hold up just enough now. And I do miss these, so as I said, with figuring out where to go and what to do. I mean, Dark Forces was like that as well. You did have to, and Jedi Knight were both like that. This basically just follows on that, although this one's not as puzzle orientated as the previous game. So I'm here in the valley. Pack of trip mines, great. The question is, where do I go from here? So I mean, you have to come down. There's no way. This is the opening room. I don't think there's much else. This is not a door. If it is, it won't open. Okay, here we go. Staring me in the face.
Let's see some ID.
Oh, nice little nasty little ambush there. Let's see some ID.
Here he comes. Find cover.
Okay, where are they hiding? Oh! Just as I got the health power up taken out. Mission failed, Car Katana's died. Ah, well. Duh, 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 duh. Okay, everyone, thank you for this stream. My name has been Random Gamer Riv, and I hope you enjoyed this look at Jedi Knight 2. That's it from me here at Randomised Gaming tonight. I'll be finishing, and I'll be doing a few. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming Thursday as always. So I'll be doing my Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Hope you enjoyed this look at Jedi Knight 2 Outcast. Actually, it's been a while since I played myself. Enjoyed it. It's still a very good game worth grabbing if you enjoy Star Wars. It said it is out on the Xbox, and it was released on the Gamecube, the Xbox, PC, and these days there is a lot more modern versions. Like, let me just bring it up, seeing as I'm here. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 is also out on. I'm just going to pause that, mute the sound just in case it sights suddenly. So Jedi Knight 2, so Jedi Outcast. No, Lucasfilms mate, it's not Jedi. So yeah, it is available on the original Windows, Mac, OS X, Gamecube, Xbox. So the Gamecube and Xbox version, as I said, actually have slightly retweaked visuals. So they're not straight. They're actually the best versions. They're probably actually better looking than the PS4 version. This is probably slightly better. If I did a comparison video, you might be quite interested. But this is not. These versions are not the versions they ported. They did a port on the PC one. But as I said, the downside with this one is the intros are a bit naff. But other than that, the actual game mechanics are better. But yeah, that's Jedi Knight, but that's it from me. But yeah, it is out on PlayStation 4, so it'll be PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, so that's Xbox One and Xbox Series X, and that's the PC version. Those versions. So this is the GameCube version, which does have the bonus demo level. They did a special level for the demo. That's not available on any other platform. It was available in the GameCube version. It was available in the Xbox version. It was available on the original PC, but the newer updates releases don't include that demo, so you have to get it separately. Hopefully, they'll look about adding that to the Cube version, the PS4 and Xbox One version. The Twitch bit is a very good game if you enjoyed it. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this stream. My name's been Random Gaming Room. As always, check out the Randomised Gaming blog. Check out the Randomised Gaming YouTube channel, which is our primary content stream. I'll be back on Thursday with another Randomised Gaming stream. In the meantime, stay tuned to the channel as well, as there will be more content. Probably not tomorrow, actually. Probably I might have a video out Thursday as well, so we'll do some matching content. But in the meantime, have a good weekend, everyone, and have a good week, have a good Wednesday, and I will see you all Thursday night now. And have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or a good night wherever you are in the world. That's all from me, Random Gamer Ribbon. I'll see you all very soon.